Now, our exclusive story on extreme hoarding conditions at a Granada Hills home went viral last month, prompting a lot of people to ask, why would someone choose to live like that? Well, Christine Lazar introduces us to a man who says he's been hoarding for years and just can't get the help that he needs. And Christine is here now with his story.
You know, what a vulnerable position to open up about that, something with so much stigma, to invite me into his home. And, you know, a lot of people think this is just someone who's lazy or unclean, and it's really not the case. But hoarding is a recognized mental illness, and we need to remember that. But there's a stigma surrounding it, and that often keeps people from getting the help they need. Do you remember where you got all of this?
Goodwill.
Every item in Douglas Obondo's Garden Grove home is accounted for. And this is your living area. And there are thousands of items packed into the living room, the kitchen, and the dining room that he shares with his wife and adult son.
It wasn't anything that we went to say, you know, we want to be hoarders.
For the past decade, the Obondos have collected stuff for their eBay business. Everything from artwork to old speakers to bobbleheads to old computers and DVDs. And the golf clubs. So many golf clubs.
And it happened slowly over time to where you don't notice it.
But neighbors did notice, and in 2018, the city of Garden Grove took legal action to clean up the property inside and out. Today, the front yard remains clutter-free, but the inside of the house and the backyard continue to accumulate items big and small. Is it hard to find things in this, or is this organized to you?
No, this is actually organized chaos.
Still, Obondo says he doesn't want to continue to live like this.
We are isolated, we are shunned, looked down upon, and we're thought of as crazy.
Since 2013, hoarding has been recognized by the medical community and the World Health Organization as a mental disorder. Dr. Chiara Timpano is an associate professor at the University of Miami and a leading expert on hoarding.
Hoarding behaviors and hoarding symptoms, it's not that they're distinctly different from those reasons that those of us who don't have hoarding save things. It's on a spectrum.
Timpano says hoarders just become attached to a wider swath of items and feel that attachment more intensely.
So I've had some patients describe it, if I were to get rid of this object, it would be like losing an arm.
Obondo reached out to me after he saw my report on this home in Granada Hills. He says he wanted to put a face to hoarding behaviors.
This right here is a very scary feeling. Being on camera and letting out.
Obondo's 86-year-old father owns this home and gave his son a long-term lease years ago. Faced with a more than $300,000 receivership bill for the forced cleanup of the home, the house is now for sale.
Because of our mental illness, we could be facing homelessness.
Timpano says most U.S. cities fail miserably at addressing hoarding by simply forcing a cleanup.
Because what you're doing is that you're just bandaging it up. You're not actually treating the wound. You're not actually treating what gave rise to the problem to begin with.
There is no medication for hoarding. Therapy is the only treatment. Obondo and his wife did see a therapist, but that was years ago.
If it weren't because we're afraid and feel hopeless, we would not have reached out.
Now, there was a study done in 2018 looking at the stigma associated with hoarding. It found that there is more public stigma for people who hoard than for those who are in jail or for those who suffer severe mental illness like schizophrenia. Pat, back to you.
So is he willing to seek therapy again, or if someone reaches out to him, you think they'd do it?
He wants therapy. In fact, he says that when the city came in and cleaned everything up, that, he was asking for therapy. They don't have a lot of money. They run an eBay business. That's their sole income. And as you can imagine with the pandemic, a lot of that revenue has gone down. And he says he just has not been offered, or it hasn't been made available for him. So it's really a cry for help. And it's asking people to look beyond the mess and see the person behind it.
That's right. Well, maybe you'll get another phone call. We hope that works out for them.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Christine. And if you have a story idea, email 2onyourside@cbs.com or tweet us using the hashtag 2onyourside. And Christine will see what she can do to help you out.